What is a logo? Your logo design is the cornerstone in your brand identity. When designing a logo, you want to aim for your logo to pretty much follow the parameters as I will list this in this recording. Clearly communicates who you are and what you value as a brand. Is visually appealing, pretty much simple, clean, and uncluttered, really goes a long way. It is classic, not trendy. The last thing you want is for your logo to go out of style in 6 months. Plays along with industry standards, and if you veer off, do so deliberately. And last but not least, makes a lasting impression on your audience. You also want to make sure that you deliver your logo in multiple formats. For example, black and white version or multiple sizes to ensure you always have the logo that you need and that each is in line with your brand identity. This also allows you to see that your logo is flexible and versatile. Have you ever seen a big brand without a logo? No? That's because there aren't any. A logo has a major impact on how your customers will perceive your brand. So naturally, you want your logo to be outstanding. But how do you get there? Here are some steps that you'll want to think about when designing a logo. You may want to ask yourself, how can I design my own logo? So here are the steps that you might need to follow. Number 1, understand why you need a logo in the first place. What's the problem? What is the solution that needs to be completed? Number 2, define your brand identity. Number 3, find inspiration for your design. Number 4, check out the competition. Number 5, choose your design style. 6, find the right type of logo. 7, pay attention to color. And 8, pick the right typography. We're going to be talking about this here as we go forward. Number 9, communicate with your client. Number 10, evaluate your logo options. Number 11, what not to do when designing a logo. And number 12, integrate your logo design into your brand. Here we go. So the steps here are kind of things to consider whenever you are creating your logo. So number 1, understand why you need a logo and why it needs to be great. So your logo will have a huge impact on the first impression your business is going to make. It will give your customers information about your brand and let them know if it's right for them. Because your logo is such an essential part of your brand, you want to make sure it's done well. All your branding measures will have your logo on them. Let's look back at, websites, packaging, and business cards that have, the logo on them. Make it count. The logo is part of all the brand identities. A great professional logo design not only has the power to communicate what you stand for, it will also make a good first impression to help you stand out from the competition. Number 2, define your brand identity. You want your logo to communicate your brand's personality. And in order to do that, you first need to understand what your brand's core personality is. Once you have a clear idea of what makes you unique and what your brand is all about, it will be much easier for you to make design choices that complement and complete that picture. Here are some questions you can ask yourself to really get to the bottom of your brand identity. Why did we start this business? What are beliefs and values that are important to us as a company? What do we do better than anyone else? What makes us special? If we could describe our brand in 3 words, what would they be? What are the 3 words we would want our customers to use to describe us? These are all great questions that you can definitely ask your client. Sometimes I, myself, will send out a questionnaire with these questions as a designer to get these answers from your client in order to start the process. Find inspiration for your design. The hardest part of the design process can be the search for logo inspiration. So looking out there, online, even in the printed versions with competitors that are out there, gathering that inspiration so that you can not copy, but be inspired by colors, font choices, style, all of those elements. Start with brainstorming. This will help you come up also with some great concepts. Perhaps you're a conceptual person and like to start off with collecting verbal ideas. A proper brainstorming session can be just what you need to pin down the look and feel you are trying to achieve. Here are 3 steps that will help you draw out creative ideas. Follow the rules of brainstorming. So brainstorming is about getting all ideas, even those really, really bad ones, and writing them down. Even a horrible idea can spark a conversation that leads to a genius solution. Number 2, think like your audience. Make a list of words that describe your brand and how you want it to be perceived. Think like a person in your target demographic, and always remember what would be important to them. And lastly, number 3, get everyone involved. A one-person brainstorm is fine, but only diversity will make the magic happen. Bring in people from every department or even friends and business partners. The more perspectives, the better. Make a mood board. If you're a visual person, a mood board may be the perfect tool for you to get inspired. You can create an actual board by cutting out pinning printed images, or make a digital one, say via Pinterest would be the obvious choice here. Simply collect all the images you feel drawn to. Those can be other logos, color combinations, illustrations, or graphics. You know, we can go really crazy at this point. This is the fun part about what we do as designers. So you'll see your mood board will reflect what style and design features you're gravitating towards in no time. Number 4, check out the competition. The best place to borrow ideas is really from your competition. Check out what's already out there. What works well with your audience and what you should avoid. So there could be good examples of competition and bad examples to follow and avoid. While stalking those other businesses, think about what makes them different from you and how you can emphasize these differences in your logo design. Be sure to clearly set yourself apart from your competition. If all the other businesses in your industry are going monochrome, maybe you should opt for some color to stand out. If everyone is traditional, maybe a fun and modern logo will attract attention. Choose your design style. Now that you have a clear idea of your brand and are feeling inspired, it's time to start translating that into design. There are a lot of different elements that come into play here, from colors, shapes, and graphics to typography. Isolating each component and what it can do for your logo will help you take things step by step rather than getting overwhelmed with the whole design all at once. When thinking about your logo, the first thing you want to do is pick the right design aesthetic for your brand. There is no one style that is right for everyone, only what's best for your brand. Find the right type of logo. In addition to the overall style, there are 7 main types of logos. You can choose from when you are creating your logo. You can pick the one that suits your company or overall aesthetic best, or combine them to create something unique. So in this slide, you can see that there are all different types of different logo marks. There's abstract mark, as you can see on the Pepsi logo, a mascot logo with the KFC logo mark, combination mark, that's with the abstract mark with the actual word mark, Burger King. You have the emblem logo there with the Harvard mark, a letter mark logo, NASA, only using letters and font. Pictorial mark is the Apple logo. And last but not least, the word mark, which is the Google example. Number 7, pay attention to color. Colors can have a ton of different meanings. The psychology behind color is complex, but keep it short. Colors have certain emotions and ideas attached to them. Number 8, pick the right typography. You want to pick a font that complements and completes your logo. There are 4 basic types of fonts you can work with to give your logo a unique look. 2 of those are the serif fonts and sans serif fonts. So serif fonts pretty much is a timeless look. They can make your logo look classic and high-end. Serifs are the little feet at the end of the letter, which make them look a little more old-fashioned. They are very versatile and look great with any kind of design, but work especially well with vintage, elegant, or classic designs. Then you have the sans serif fonts. They are perfect for modern and clean look. They don't have the little feet that serif fonts have, which make them look very sleek and simple. And this works great for modern brands like the Minimal and Cool Google logo, as you see on the bottom there. Last but not least, bring your elements together. Now that you have an idea of all the different elements your logo consists of, you need to make sure that they work together. You want to pair them in a way that is harmonious to create the vibe you're looking for.